Meghan McCain confronts AOC on The View. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Watch this clip and I'll come back with the rest of my commentary.
To find a little more middle ground on. So I want to talk about the Bernie bros. The one thing that connects women on the left and women on the right, I have found at least a lot of guest hosts, a lot of guests that have come on over the 3 years I've been here, is the abuse that we have all been subjected to by Bernie bros. It is by far, of anything I've ever done in my entire life, the most violent, the most misogynistic, the most sexist, the most harmful. My mother has cried over doctored photos Bernie brothers have sent me, and I'm just one story. He has a real problem, and I don't think that he's doing enough to tamper it down. If it were anyone, I'd say this has no representative of me. It's disgusting. It's vitriolic. And every time I see him talk about it, he's like, doesn't represent me, move on. You're an extremely powerful woman. How do you feel that he's attached to this deeply misogynistic, and I would go so far as to say violent, sector of people?
Yeah, you know, and I think internet culture can often be very toxic, and whether we are cognizant of it or not, it nearly always concentrates on women, people of color, queer people.
Definitely.
And we experience the brunt of it. And I think, you know, I think that to a certain extent, you know, we have to always reject hate, reject vitriol, and denounce that kind of behavior. Also, you know, we also know the amount of anonymous activity that happens on the internet, and that simply is difficult. It is difficult to control when you have like a, you know, a Twitter handle with a bunch of numbers on it with 2 followers that are lobbying vitriol at you. We don't know where that comes from, but I know that it doesn't.
Do you think he's done enough to try and stop it?
You know, I think he works very hard. I think we send out messaging emails, and you know what? I've been subject to a lot of this stuff from all sorts of pockets from the internet. ICE and CBP officers targeted me on Facebook for attacks when I went to visit the border. They photoshopped, you know, people who are supposed to be protecting immigrants and children, photoshopped.
He's got to do more.
So, I like how the fact that, you know, Meghan McCain was asking her about, you know, Bernie Sanders and his supporters on Twitter and so on and so forth. Man, ain't nobody attacking you on Twitter. The only person that's attacking you is the man in the White House, the President of the United States, who said in his book that you gained weight, who called you fat, you know, who basically said that you're going to be a nobody, you know, as a host, and you're only living off of your father's name, which is the reason why you are the where you are. That's the man who you should be worried about, and that's the man who you should have questioned when his son was on the show instead of acting all like innocent and very timid when he appeared face to face to you. You know, Bernie Sanders is someone that I believe she should support, and of course she doesn't want to support him because the girl is worth $200 million, and her mother is a beer. It's like a beer Harris, and you know they got money. So of course she's going to stick with her right-wing agenda and support whoever, low-key, Trump, and so she can save her money and not pay the tax that the middle class and the lower middle class and the poor people have to pay. So Meghan McCain, like your mom and her mansions that she owned, like I'm sure she can get off of Twitter and not worry about what some silly person said about her or what silly picture was sent to her and so on and so forth, with all the money you guys have and all the right-wing views you guys have and that husband that you have, girl. Like, sit down somewhere. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please do subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Deuces! Yeah!